afternoon, YouTube. This is Real Life Reviews. Today we're going to be discussing and answering a lot of questions when it comes to skimmers for your above ground vinyl pool. Now this is for Coleman pools, Bestway pools, Intex, Summer Waves. It's an above ground vinyl pool. It doesn't matter if it's 36 inches tall or 52 inches tall. They all serve the same purpose, and that's to skim the top of the water. We're going to cover two types today. One of which is the above wall mounted skimmer, and the second one is the in wall permanent skimmer. We'll do an overview of each, of pros and cons, and then a comparison at the end. Let's start with the above wall mobile skimmer. So a couple of things about it is that it is mobile, which it attaches to the side by means of screws that you twist in the back in order to get it tight. It can be mounted anywhere you want as long as it is within reach of one of your B suction ports on your vinyl pool. It only skims the very top surface. It doesn't go anywhere deep within the surface. Maybe a quarter of an inch down into the water, and it does have about a 7-inch surface area. It does take a fairly decent sized pump in order to pull water through the skimmer. The OEM pump that comes with these pools, that the very small and undersized pump would struggle pulling water through it, especially if you have another suction port, and that's what we covered last week. If you have dual suction ports and you're only using one suction port for the skimmer with that OEM pump, you're not going to get enough suction coming through this skimmer. It does come with everything you need right out of the box, and it is not permanent. This is something you can pick up and move or take down whenever, like we take our pool down every year. This is something you can take down. So an overview of the in-wall skimmer. So it's a little bit different in the fact that it's permanent. There is some assembly required. You do compromise the integrity of the liner because you have to cut it out in order to put the in-wall skimmer in. You can put the in-wall skimmer anywhere on your pool that you would like, as long as you have enough piping, whether it's hard pipe like PVC or your regular 1.5-inch tubing that will reach back around to your pump. So unlike the above wall mounted, this skimmer mounts on the outside. It does not interfere with any pool activities, and it goes well beneath the surface of the water. I would say it skims water as deep as 1 inch, maybe even deeper depending on how much suction you have coming through there. For example, the 16-inch 3,000 gallon sand filter that I have on mine pulls water, and I know it's pulling debris in well over 1 inch deep in the water, and you can see that in this footage here. It is really calling for a lot of water that comes anywhere near this skimmer whatsoever, and it has an extra wide 12-inch opening. So whereas the other one only has 7 inches, this one has 12 inches. And lastly, I did say it was permanent. You do have to remove it whenever you go to take your pool down, if you do that over the winter, and I would suggest you never leave it up during the winter because it will freeze and crack, and it takes some planning and assembly. The Hayward Skimmer is by far the most popular in-wall skimmer for these pools, and it does require an adapter. It's a game adapter. I believe it's a 4560. What it does is it converts 40mm threads to 1.5-inch thread. So that way it converts to your Intex, Bestway, Coleman, whatever you have in that Bestway global kind of genre. So to wrap this up in a recap, they're both good. They're both good for skimming the pool. One is obviously a little better. In that case, it's going to be the in-wall skimmer. Not everybody is going to be able to assemble it. It does take a little bit of planning. It takes a razor knife. It takes a real steady hand. It takes a magic marker. You need to just put it on the wall, measure it out. Anytime you talk about razor blades and pool liners in the same sentence, that always makes me cringe. It should have taken just a few minutes, but as I went super slow, and because I was scared I was going to make a long cut in my liner. To wrap up the difference, they both do the same thing. One is a little better than the other, and it costs about double. I have both skimmers going right now. And do you have to do that? No, you don't. And I do it because I like ultra clear water. It's just, I had a couple of pumps. I actually have 3 pumps now, but I had a couple of pumps, and I wanted to skim water for both of them, so I left them both in service. Ultimately, what happens at the end of the day is when one of the skimmers doesn't collect the debris, the water's flowing, and the other one collects it. I have 2 crepe myrtle trees in my yard, and it is going, in a month from now, it is going to be everything I can do to keep the top of the water cleared off. With that said, I hope this explanation helped you in some kind of way. If you have any questions or comments, concerns about anything I covered in this video, go ahead and drop those down in the comments section. You can find both of these skimmers and the other pool products that I have used or review, all on my Amazon catalog page. If you'll click that link in the description box, it will take you directly to my Amazon page, and you can navigate through there of what these skimmers are, what I've been talking about, and the game adapter that you'll need if you're going to go with the Hayward style skimmer. If this is your first time stopping by this channel, that's what we do here. We do reviews, DIYs, cooks, and things of that nature. If you like this video, I encourage you to go ahead and subscribe to the channel for weekly content. So until next week, this is the Pond Diver.